A new class of office tenants is rapidly transforming the entertainment industry in the Los Angeles area. Landlords are giving old buildings radical makeovers to make room for tech giants that are expanding their entertainment divisions. The land grab is happening on a massive scale as companies like Apple and Amazon, Netflix and Google race to set up shop. LA Times business reporter Roger Vincent took a close look at the renovation frenzy and how it's changing workplace culture. Hi, Roger.
Hi, Lisa.
This is really exciting, I think, as we look at some of these old structures in Los Angeles and see how they're going to be transformed. But first, I need you to tell us who these tenants are. The name does not sound very friendly. They are FANG-type tenants. What does that mean?
FANGs is Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so they're all here. They're coming here because of, I guess, because Hollywood's here, right?
Yes, there's a melding now between entertainment and technology that needs to be here because we have the infrastructure and the entertainment background and the people.
So I remember when the Netflix building went up next to KTLA, and that's really transformed the surrounding area as well, right?
That's correct. Hollywood has been in a renaissance for more than a decade now, but it's really picking up steam with Netflix. They have 1.6 million square feet of office space that they either occupy or have agreed to occupy. That'll make them the largest tenant in Hollywood.
And that particular building, they don't even want you to leave the building. The food's fantastic. They have gym. They have everything you could possibly need at a workspace, right?
That's correct. In fact, that's, as a common denominator of a lot of these projects is that they're like mini movie studios where you can stay there, you get behind gates and you have everything you need. You have a commissary, you have childcare. It's a very pleasant place to work, but you have to work long hours.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a new way of keeping you in the office longer, a little bit more pleasantly, and with better food. I want to talk about one place that I think anybody who's ever been through Los Angeles on the West Side is familiar with, which is the West Side Pavilion Mall. It tried so hard for years. It struggled and struggled, and finally, someone put it out of its misery. And instead of becoming another mall or just sort of normal office space, it's going to become this whole campus. Tell us who's moving in and what are they doing to the interiors?
Well, it's going to be quite a bit different. As you know, it did fail. The whole business model for malls is changing rapidly, so if they're not very entertaining, they have to go. So the new owners, Hudson Pacific Properties, owns the former West Side Pavilion, and they are going to take all the skin off of it, so it will be glass, and it will be occupied by Google. They're taking almost the whole thing.
Wow, and Culver City too. There's new tech places going in there as well, right?
Yes, Culver City, because of its background in the movie industry, has always been an entertainment center. And Amazon and HBO, especially Amazon, have identified that as a place where they're going to set up their empire. So they'll move in to the former Culver Studios. It's going to be Amazon Studios now. And
transportation matters there too, right?
Sure. They're on the Expo line, which connects downtown in Santa Monica. So that's an important factor for a lot of new companies.
And you mentioned downtown. There is this old California market space down there that really was pretty dark and dank,
yes.
right? Tell
yes.
us what it's going to be. I mean, it doesn't even have a real tenant yet, but people are investing in it.
It doesn't have a tenant yet, but you can see why landlords are prone to go ahead and make this kind of investment, which is many millions of dollars. I think it's $170 million at that particular project. This is the California Market Center, which was a showroom center for the garment trade. And it was very insular. It was intended to be contained and keep people out. Once again, they're going to open it up with, they're carving out walls. There'll be more lights. That's the place where they're taking out the escalators.
Which surprised me. Explain that.
Well, it surprised me too. This is kind of a new wrinkle. A lot of the companies now apparently find escalators, which were a great invention in the 19th century, passé. And people want to walk up and down and have breakout spaces on what were escalators before.
Oh, well, they're in the tech business, so they're all wearing their Fitbits and they're counting their steps.
That's
why they want
yes.
it. But they're also creating these like loges and sort of hangout space. It reminds me of when a successful mall in Century City recently did a $1 billion renovation, and they created hangout spaces. We're going to have office buildings with hangout spaces, right?
Yes. That space is important because a lot of us are working a lot more closely. They put the desks closer together and then give you these breakout spaces, which in this case, they're trying something new. They're tearing out walls so that you have the atmosphere coming into what used to be the confined space in the office building.
What's interesting to me, in addition to all of these renovations that are being dictated by a new generation of workers who are like, those old folks don't know what a successful workplace should look like. We do, and I have
Yeah.
to say they ain't wrong. But what's also interesting is that a lot of the suppliers who service a Netflix or
Sure.
service a Google, they're moving into the surrounding neighborhoods or even the very same building structure, right?
That is correct. In fact, that's an important point, is that as each of these businesses set up their empires, they are attracting maybe 5 to 1, 10 to 1 ratio of people who want to do business with them who move into the area, whether they're producers, contractors.
Graphic artists,
Sure.
special effects house, whatever, right?
Yes, they want to be nearby.
And it's not just that, though. I would guess it's going to change the values of neighborhoods surrounding those areas.
That's already taking place. When you look at not many years ago, Hollywood was not considered a good address. And now with Netflix there and so many other businesses and lots more residential coming in, Hollywood is a fun place to be. And when you have well-paid jobs coming to places like Netflix, the people who work there are looking at neighborhoods nearby like Silver Lake, Los Feliz.
Larchmont Village is happening right now, I'm telling you. But the same thing happened to Venice, right? A few
course.
years ago. It was
Yes.
one of the first places where the tech industry moved in. And next thing you know, tons of boutiques, because a lot of those tech workers have tons of cash and they like to shop.
Sure.
Right?
And they like to live nearby.
Yeah. So what do the neighbors think, though? Could this contribute to our affordability crisis that we were just talking about, we already struggle with?
Well, sure. It's absolutely a challenge that people are going to be displaced because higher income workers are moving in and landlords are turning their older apartment buildings into better apartment buildings. They're upgrading them and raising their rent. So that does create a challenge for finding new housing.
Well, this has been really interesting, Roger. Thanks for coming in and explaining it to us. And I have to say, I love these renderings. They look like great places to work.
I'm sure they will be. Thank you.